Hi, this video is on ringtones, and ringtones are certain pitches on the violin that, that create sympathetic vibrations from the other strings, and when we play those certain pitches, certain notes, the sound becomes a little more resonant. And so it's good to establish a sensibility of the sound of ringtones, of the feel of ringtones, so that at some point subconsciously you'll be listening for those qualitative differences when you play, and all this is to help develop really good intonation. So I'll demonstrate. If you play a G, third finger on the D string, okay, this is a ringtone. All our third fingers are ringtones. So let's play this G. Okay, now it should match your open G. And one way we can work on intonation is by matching, is by playing things together and playing them until they match perfectly. But what I want you to do is just to play that top G, and as you play it, see if you can do this. This isn't a requirement, but it's just a really cool thing. So as you're playing the G, if you tap the G string with your second finger, you can hear a little ping, and that little ping is the sound of the G string stopping, the vibration stopping when you touch it. So that G string is vibrating. And if you have good eyesight, you can actually see that the open G string is vibrating, even though we're not playing it, we're just playing that higher octave. But the G string vibrates along with it. And then it creates a more resonant sound for that note. Now purposefully play that G out of tune, and then listen to the difference in sound. And what I want you to listen for is a sense of a dullness, that it's not going to ring, it's not going to be as resonant. So play the G, and then you can even take your bow off. Now this works really well in the bathroom. Okay, so go to the bathroom in your house and play in the bathroom. You can, because you'll be able to hear the trail, the decay of the note for longer. You'll be able to get that nice resonating sound. And now play it out of tune. It doesn't last as long. The sound decays much quicker than if it's ringing. And just create this sensibility, just become sensitive to, aurally sensitive to that. So that when you're playing, again, it won't be something that you're very conscious of, but something that subconsciously your finger will seek out those ringing tones in the course of playing. That's why playing in different keys, like flat keys, like A flat and D flat, it's a little harder to play in tune. For one, we don't have those open ringing tones that we do when we play in like the keys of D or A or G. So find all those third fingers, the third fingers that is on the D string, A string, and E string, and get as much ring as you can. And move it around a little bit, and just listen to the sound of the violin. When it's in tune, for me, I can hear this. It's like something opens. It's something that just gets a little bit deeper and a little bit more open. That's what it sounds like to me. And of course, when you do this little trick, taking the bow off, it will sound longer than when it's not in tune. So there are those pitches, the G, third finger on D string, D, third finger on the A string, and then A, third finger on the E string. Okay, and those, we get the sympathetic vibrations of the other strings. And then the first finger on the G string is an A. And you don't have to, if you can touch the A string with your pinky as you play that. And you'll hear a little tick. And that tells you that that A string was vibrating. Again, purposefully get out of tune. And if you were to touch the string, you wouldn't get that tick. You wouldn't feel any vibration there at all. And the violin becomes, to me, it becomes edgy, the tone quality does a little bit. And then when I get it back in tune, that ringtone, all of a sudden the sound just grows. And of course, I can even hear my A string vibrating. I can hear that upper pitch in the air. So same with this E, because that's also a ringtone because the open E string will be vibrating sympathetically. Okay, so practice these ringtones. Just spend a little while trying to really become very sensitive, orally sensitive to the differences in the tone, color, and quality when you're really playing these pitches in tune, and then when you're not playing them in tune. And then as you're practicing pieces, when you get to one of those ringtones, okay, stop and then hear that it's in tune. So if you're just a beginner and you're just playing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, here comes a ringtone, third finger on the A string. Is it ringing? If you were to put it down differently, do you hear the ring? So ringtones are a good way to sort of to spot check intonation and build around those ringtones. Okay, so I just wanted to explain what those were and just to show you this is one of the ways we have to start developing this sensibility for good intonation.